Dwayne Johnson, no longer The Rock, but a pebble degrading his fans and himself. Hey there viewers, what's happening and welcome back to our channel. Today, we present to you the reason why people hated Black Adam. So stay tuned if you're curious and let's get into it right now. In his extensive filmography, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has drifted cars, braved falling skyscrapers, thumped Jason Statham, plunged bloodthirsty baboons into a bottomless canyon, thwarted domestic terrorists who would like to inflict harm on a bay, smacked Vin Diesel, fired a rocket at a mutant wolf, squared off against earthquakes, punched missiles, skinned a mythical lion, and revolted against a pyrokinetic Polynesian goddess bent on destroying human life. Seeing a Johnson-led movie is an implicit bargain that one will exchange money to see Johnson defy the laws of nature and logic and accomplish an impossible feat or three. In his movies, Johnson never dies, never loses, and never gives up. Thanks to his physique, tough man persona, and dependable charm, Johnson is as close to a real-life superhero as any other human on the planet. There might not be another actor who's more built for superheroics than Johnson himself. Yet there's a funny little wrinkle in Johnson's cinematic history. Despite having starred in seemingly every big-budget action franchise to hit theaters, the man once known as The Rock has never been in a formal superhero movie. Johnson has never been in the same cinematic universe as either Batman or Iron Man. He's never met the Avengers nor even the Justice League. Johnson has said that he's entertained studio calls, but nothing ever felt right enough for him and studios to pursue. But it was only a matter of time that Johnson was always going to get into the superhero arena eventually, and this all changes with the release of Black Adam this October, the DC super anti-hero movie that Johnson says has been 10 years in the making. Sadly though, the things that make this frustrating superhero movie stand out are few and far between. Before we go on ahead and let you know the details, if you're enjoying the video so far, do be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. Also, please don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated of our future uploads. Now let's get back to where we were. The blame isn't necessarily on Johnson or his co-stars, especially a very winsome Pierce Brosnan. Rather, the problem is the choice by director John Colicera, screenwriters Adam Stakeel, Rory Haynes, and Saurabh Noor-Shervani, and perhaps Warner Brothers at large, to clutter Black Adam with so much rhythmless plot. Johnson's ascent to superhero stardom should be as simple as watching Johnson punch some stuff. Everything else should get out of the way. Black Adam's biggest weakness is that so much of it isn't about Black Adam. The most mystifying decision in Black Adam, a movie whose extensive marketing and multiple trailers suggest that it's about the anti-hero known as Black Adam, is that the movie spends a lot of time on other characters besides Adam himself. Puzzlingly, much of the film is about a woman named Adriana and her son Eamon. Adriana is a resident of modern-day Kondak, a country that seems to be vaguely in the DC Universe's equivalent of the Middle East and is oppressed under mercenary rule. According to Kondak's ancient mythology, Black Adam, or Teth Adam as he was known back then, was a slave who saved Kondak from falling into the hands of a terrible king. That king amassed the power of demons through a crown made of a magic material called Eternium. Eternium is the only substance that hurts Adam, which seems important as kryptonite one would think, but really isn't treated as such. After their battle, that magic crown is all that's left. Adriana, despite being well versed in the myth and the imminent danger that this magic object brings, seeks to obtain the demon headgear to... We're not really sure since the movie doesn't do a great job explaining what her plans are. To prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, maybe? More on that in a minute, because Adriana and Eamon aren't the only non-Adam characters we're spending a lot of time with. The movie also introduces the Justice Society, not to be confused with the DCEU's Justice League by the way. The Justice Society is plopped into Black Adam with no introduction, no prior appearances. Initially, it all sort of feels like joining an in-progress round of Double Dutch. Still, the actors playing the Justice Society do their best, even if we don't know exactly who the heroes they're playing are. If this were a movie about the Justice Society, it might be a fun time, but ultimately, the movie uses all of these moving parts to tie itself into a knot. And wait a minute, isn't this movie called Black Adam? And doesn't it star the freaking Rock? Waking up a Superman who's been asleep for 5,000 years and teaching him about the modern world is probably the movie's best gimmick and best use of Johnson. Adam is extremely barbaric, but that's largely because he lived in a world of kill or be killed. To Adam, it's disconcerting that Adriana hasn't yet taught Eamon how to do violence properly, and he earnestly demands to know who will properly teach the boy said violence. His dedication to hurting people is played for laughs. Adam doesn't understand how modern society operates, and we can all agree that no good person will teach a kid violence. There's some irony there, though. Warner Brothers has spent a lot of time promising us that Black Adam the movie is going to be more violent and metal than any other superhero movie. I mean, it initially even had an R rating to it. The way the movie is constructed, it feels like someone thought Black Adam would be too esoteric, or bizarrely, that Dwayne Johnson isn't enough of a standalone star to deliver the goods.